Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you 8 strategies that we use in our business to market and sell our services without spending hundreds and thousands of pounds on paid advertisement. These are all free. Yes, there's a bit of a time cost involved, but they're all free. So we're going to run you through those right now and show you how we do it. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Guyatt. I run a business and I've been doing marketing and sales online for my own businesses across different industries for the last 10 years. So we know a thing or two about marketing and selling services. So yeah, let's dive in. Okay, before we dive in, these are in no particular order, but the ones towards the end are things that we've just started doing and are very exciting. So make sure you wait until the end, or don't, I don't really care. But the ones that we're going to cover towards the end, the final 3 methods, are pretty exciting because we just started using them. But the first one, the website, okay? The one that people think once they've built a website, I'm saying this from a place of actually going through this process myself, thinking the same thing. Once I've built a website, that'll be it. I'll just have clients flooding into me, I'll be ranking on Google, etc., etc. It's just not the case. But I think a website is an important one to have. It's kind of a home, a base for people that are clients, prospects that are interested. They've seen you through various different methods and they're interested, and this is a place for them to go to learn more about your services. So I think it is important, but is probably the worst strategy to implement unless you're going to be doing blogging regularly, and you've got someone dedicated to working on SEO. Unless you have someone in-house to do that for you that's doing it full time, you're going to be paying thousands and thousands, I've looked into it, on getting an agency to do it for you, and they're never going to really know your industry and market as well as you do. So it's just, for me, when I looked into this, it just wasn't a strategy worth doing. So yeah, let's just dive into a website. What we do, pretty basic, really. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's kind of a landing page. We've got 2 things that we do. The first one being services. So we do home and building automation mainly. We do a bit of industrial as well. But yeah, just a pretty standard website, what we do, our services, etc., etc. And then there's some other tabs that up here. I don't know where we rank in Google. It's not something that I pay any attention to because, as I said, there's far better strategies out there, far more effective, more cost-effective strategies out there. But you'll see the other thing that we have. So we've got kind of pointing to our services, and we've got these tabs up here. But the other thing, we run training, and this is my main focus of the business. And then, so if you click here, that will take you to what's known in the marketing world as a funnel, a sales funnel. And you'll see that this funnel, it doesn't really have places that you can click off. It's designed, clues in the name, to funnel people to do one thing. You're looking to get one outcome from a sales funnel. And the way that we've designed our funnel is to get people to book a call with us so we can have a conversation to see if we can help them and if they're a good fit for what we have to offer. So these are really effective. There's lots that goes into this. There's lots of psychology that goes into this. Your VSL, so video sales letter, which is what you're seeing here. There's a lot that goes into this. Obviously having things like social proof as well. That's a massive thing when it comes to psychology, to build up trust with people. So there's a lot that goes into creating a funnel, and I'm not going to go into all the details on how to do that, but a sales funnel is really effective. And this is how we get people booking calls with us at the moment, so we can have those initial conversations. The next thing, so if you Google like Be Automation, like the next thing that will come up, or the first thing that comes up in Google is this. And this is a Google business page. And this is probably the easiest, most effective way to get eyeballs on your business, on your services. Certainly if you're a small service business, you know, like you're an electrical business, you're a heating, plumbing business. Yeah, this is just there's so much leverage in doing this. But to actually have a good Google business profile, also, firstly, you've got to set one up, but then to actually get it ranking. So what happens is, for example, let's have a look at electrical businesses in, let's say, Andover, where I used to live, and I can't spell. But this is what happens when people are Googling, you know, XYZ in certain areas. You know, you're ranking on Google right at the top here. Now these are sponsored, so these guys are paying to be advertised up here. But if we scroll down here, again, there's a sponsored one. But this Trident Electrical Services, they're at the top. You know, they're above all, and this is how powerful this is, and I get excited about this stuff. But before you get into like these checker trade people, and then businesses that have actually managed to rank themselves on Google high enough, you know, they're at the top of Google when people search electrical businesses in Andover. Like before all of that, it's the businesses that have Google business pages that are higher up. Because like if I'm just looking for an electrical business in Andover quickly, like I'm just going to scroll down, and I'm probably going to click one of these things first. But the reason, to be fair, I don't know why this Trident Electrical is ranking higher than Deltic Solutions, but you'll see that businesses that have the best review rating rank higher. So this is part of this strategy. If you're going to create a Google business page, which is free, which I encourage any service business to do, because as I said, there's huge amounts of leverage in it, you need to collect reviews, enabling you to rank higher up Google and appear above other people. So there's another little sub-strategy that comes into that, which is beyond the scope of this video, but building up reviews so you rank high on Google. That's the first thing. The second thing, and I'm not suggesting that service businesses do this, but when people Google you, the next thing that really comes up is Trustpilot. And I'm not recommending that you set up a Trustpilot. It's not necessary for service businesses, but this is the other thing that we use that helps build, clues in the name, trust with potential prospects, you know? So yeah, we've got, you know, a pretty good rating on Trustpilot. Obviously with these things like Trustpilot and Google Business, like you've actually got to be, you know, good at what you do, provide good services, help people, get happy customers, and then have a strategy to then collect reviews. Because people let me tell you, people do not leave reviews. Very rare is it that people leave reviews unless you ask, or you've got some strategy in collecting them. But if people are pissed off, then you don't need to ask them to leave a review. They'll tell you about it. So to get positive reviews, you have to ask for them. And again, as I mentioned, there's a strategy around that, but it's beyond the scope of this video. So those are the first few things. Now the next thing is content. And this is basically what we've been doing. This has been our main focus for like the last longer than that. Probably about 4 or 5 years actually. And content is a slow burner. It takes a while to start seeing results from it. Once that gate is open, it's open. And so providing you're still putting out content on a regular basis, it's incredible, because this serves, like, not only does this have people inbound, so there's two different terms when you talk about like marketing, sales. Inbound, where people are coming, like seeing your stuff and coming to you, or outbound. So this is a great inbound strategy where prospects are far warmer as well, because they've been looking at your content, you've been building trust, social proof, all of that over time, and then they feel comfortable and ready to actually have a conversation and inquire about your services. So they're more warm, there's more trust that's being built up. So content is a great one, but it's a long-term strategy and it takes a while to get going. So if you want to see results quickly, this isn't the strategy, but it's an incredible strategy. But you've got to be patient with it, you've got to be consistent with it. So what we do, we focus on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and whatever we put out on Instagram also goes to Facebook. If you're going to go down this route, YouTube, I wish I'd started YouTube sooner. I started off with Instagram, and YouTube is by far the one. And you can also make money off YouTube. YouTube pay you as well, which you probably know about. That is not why we do it. It's because this is the best content inbound marketing machine that we found. And then LinkedIn, this is the next most powerful one, but it means, posting content. And when it comes to posting content, it's content like what I'm doing right now, like this video that I'm doing now, that is going to be relevant and valuable to, this is the key thing, value. Putting out value for free, not expecting anything in return over a prolonged period of time, then you end up getting a return later on. So you've got to be patient with this strategy. But value, that's what it's all about. Putting out value, putting out things that people are interested in, helping people ultimately. So LinkedIn is a really, really good platform. That's the second best platform that I'd recommend. Certainly for, well, not even B2B, B2C as well. Over all the other platforms, like if you actually want to do business and sell services and products and stuff. So yeah, I'm not going to go through all our content and our content strategy. There's obviously strategies that go within these, overall marketing strategies like content strategy, review strategy, etc. But yeah, LinkedIn is a really good one. Instagram, like this is what I started off doing, and the thing with Instagram, there's peaks and troughs, and I had a massive peak when TikTok came about and short form content came about. Everyone was jumping on the TikTok bandwagon, and Instagram was like, oh shit, we're losing loads of people off our platform. How are we going to get creators? How are we going to get creators staying on our platform or bring them back? So what they ended up doing is giving creators like myself massive amounts of reach to encourage creators like myself to stay on Instagram platform, and because they're then rewarding creators like myself with reach, getting out to new prospects or followers and increasing that follower count. And then it kind of stopped, and then it kind of fizzled out, and now it's crap basically. Unless you want to spend money running meta ads, so Facebook, Instagram, it's okay. Like we do it just because we're using the same content on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. We're kind of repurposing a little bit, but we can kind of kill three birds with one stone. So we might as well put it out on Instagram as well. But the quality of prospects on Instagram, we tried TikTok as well, by the way. TikTok is, for what we do in our market, it's not the one. The quality of prospects, the quality of leads is just awful. And it's a similar thing with Instagram. LinkedIn, YouTube, they're far higher quality leads. Because if you think about, the people that are on LinkedIn, they're professionals, don't always act professionally, but they're professionals supposedly. But you think about YouTube, why YouTube is so powerful is, for example, last video, how to quickly get a job in the automation industry. That's kind of targeted specifically to people that want to land a role in controls and automation. And they're going to be interested in that. And then if you've got a service that can help them with that off the back, then they're already looking to get educated in this area. And if you can help them do that thing, then do you see what I'm saying? They're more inclined to actually, in our case, book a call to have a conversation with us. Instagram, people are just there, they're doom scrolling. They're not really in that mode, that mental state to actually educate themselves and better their careers. So it's still effective, and it's staying relevant as well, keeping yourself top of mind with people. So it's still effective, but not the one I would go to. So that's content. And as I said, YouTube, LinkedIn, those would be the two that I recommend focusing on. YouTube, definitely, LinkedIn as well. Now, the next thing is warm emails to a list. Now, to create an email list, that's another thing entirely, but this is another good way that we use that we send out 4 emails a week, and they're either value emails or they're call to action emails. So like this value email, what we do, because where we're putting out content on YouTube once a week, then we send that in an email, and this is our value email. Like, hey, electricians, engineers, are you struggling to land a position in the industry and this ties into this video here, how to quickly get a job in the automation industry. Are you struggling to land a job as a BMS engineer, design engineer, etc., 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 or one of the many other roles in this incredible industry? Well, in my most recent video, here's how we solve that problem for you. And then it encourages them to click and then go and watch this video over here. And then our call to action emails, as I mentioned, like we want to have conversations with those types of people. So another type of email that we send out is we're calling out pain points. We're also showing people what could be on the other side of solving this pain point. So I'm not going to read all of this email. Pause the video if you want to read it. But then the call to action is to book a growth call. So they would then click this link and be taken to this funnel, which then encourages them to book a call. And then we see if we have a conversation. If they're a good fit, we then see how we can help them, and then we take things from that. Building up an email list, that takes a bit of time, and sending out lead magnets. Let me show you an example of a lead magnet so you can collect emails. So I think if I type in how to read electrical, let's see if I appear up here. Yeah, so this is a great example of a lead magnet, okay? So, and this is generally done through content, or that's how we do it. You can do it through running ads as well, but we're keeping things free. So this one, how to read, so if someone's like trying to learn how to read electrical schematics, so we've titled it in line with that, and then get your copy of the schematic wiring diagram. Send you a copy. And there we go, I'm kind of talking about it right here. This is a lead magnet. So to grab your copy of the electrical schematics, click here. So if we click that, it then goes to another, it's a landing page, classed as a landing page rather than a funnel. But here we grab their first name, email. Now we've got their email, and then we can send marketing emails to them, adding value, but also encouraging them to take action, to book a call if they feel like we can potentially help them, and then we have that conversation. So yeah, you need to send out lead magnets various different ways to create a list. You can email list, you can buy email lists, they're going to be less qualified, they're not going to be warm. But these are the emails that we sent out are, warm prospects. They've seen our content. They've gone through our lead magnet here. They're more invested. They're not cold. That is all our inbound strategies. Okay. So website, Google business page, Trustpilot, content on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and then warm emails to our list. This is the final part that we've just started implementing. This is new to us, and that is doing outbound. So this is where you're doing things like cold DMs, so cold direct messages, cold emails. So you're finding lists of potential prospects and then sending cold emails out to them. I'm sure you've all received cold emails, and you probably think, well, I never respond to these emails. Surely they don't work. They do. And that's why people do them, because they work. And there's obviously a strategy that goes into all of that. And then cold calling. Now, we haven't started doing cold email or cold calling yet, but we have very recently started doing cold DM. And we're doing cold DM on LinkedIn, because they have something called Sales Navigator, which is 60 quid a month. But Sales Navigator is a tool that you can use, and I'm not going to get into everything to do with Sales Navigator here, but this is a tool where you can ultimately target and find your perfect prospect. So for example, what we're doing at the moment is we're targeting HVAC businesses, because we can help them. We can with the services and things that we do, we can help HVAC businesses. That's just one type of business we can help. So the keyword that we're using, and I know I haven't given you necessarily all the context that you need to understand this, but we're using things like the keyword HVAC, and then with that keyword, we are then we're targeting business owners, founders, directors, co-founders, CEOs, decision makers. Like, we don't want to speak to the employees of these businesses. We want to get straight to the decision makers that are in businesses, not one-man bands at the moment at least, not one-man bands, but businesses that have like 1 to 10 employees or 10 to 25 employees. And then in English-speaking countries. So like, we're not, no disrespect, but we're not targeting countries in Africa, India, Asia, because one, there's going to be that language barrier. 2, they're not going to be financially qualified most of the time. And 3, their regulations around electrical stuff are different to ours. So we're only targeting English-speaking countries: UK, US, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Ireland, and that's what we're doing. And then again, it's beyond the scope of this video, but then there's a whole strategy. There's an outbound direct message strategy that we're implementing that's ultimately driving people to our funnel. Everything that we do drives prospects into our funnel that you see right here. And that's kind of it, guys. And that is what we're doing to market ourselves, to sell our services. And I encourage you to implement some of the same strategies that we're doing because they work. See you later.